The year was 2145. Earth had changed. People lived on Mars now. They had homes on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn too. Humans were reaching for the stars, but they had never met anyone else out there. Not yet. Captain Alex Morgan stood on the bridge of the Horizon Asterisk, his eyes fixed on the vast blackness ahead. The ship hummed quietly around him. After months of travel, they had finally reached Alpha Centauri, the closest star system to Earth. No human had ever gone this far before. "Captain, all systems are normal," said First Officer Kate Daniels. She was tall with short brown hair and eyes that missed nothing. "We're ready to begin our survey of the system." Alex nodded. "Let's make history, then." The Horizon Asterisk moved deeper into the system. The crew of 30 was excited but nervous. They were trained explorers, the best Earth had to offer, but they were still the first to go beyond their solar system. Greg Winters, the science officer, called out from his station. "Captain, I'm picking up unusual energy readings. They're not natural." "Source?" Alex asked, suddenly alert. "Unknown, but they're getting stronger. Whatever it is, it's big, and it's moving toward us." The bridge fell silent. Alex gripped the arms of his chair. "Should we prepare to leave, Captain?" asked Kate quietly. Before Alex could answer, the stars in front of them seemed to bend. A tear opened in space, glowing with blue light. The crew watched, amazed, as ships began to emerge from the strange hole. Not one ship, but many, dozens of them. They were sleek and silver, unlike anything built by human hands. "My God," whispered Greg, "we're not alone." Communications specialist Maria Lopez's console lit up. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission. I think they're trying to talk to us." "Put it through," Alex ordered, standing up. The main screen flickered, and then showed a face that wasn't human. The creature had bluish skin, large black eyes, and no visible nose. When it spoke, its thin lips barely moved, but somehow they all understood the words. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered Galactic Confederation space. Identify yourselves immediately." Alex stepped forward. "This is Captain Alex Morgan of the Earth vessel Horizon Asterisk. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. We didn't know this region was claimed by anyone." The alien's eyes widened slightly. "Earth, you are humans?" "Yes," Alex replied. "This is humanity's first journey beyond our solar system." The alien turned away and spoke to someone off-screen. There was a burst of what sounded like laughter. When the alien faced them again, its expression seemed different, almost dismissive. "I am High Commander Zirax of the Galactic Confederation. We have observed your planet for some time, but did not expect you to achieve interstellar travel so soon." Kate stepped closer to Alex and whispered, "I don't like his tone." Alex nodded slightly but kept his face neutral. "We are honored to make first contact with your Confederation, High Commander." "Yes, well," Zirax said, "we have protocols for emerging species. You will follow our escort to the nearest outpost for processing." "Processing?" Alex asked. "Simply diplomatic procedures. We must evaluate new species before they can be considered for probationary membership in our Confederation." The crew exchanged glances. This wasn't how they had imagined first contact. "We would be happy to meet with your representatives," Alex said carefully, "but we must inform Earth about this development first." Zirax made a gesture that might have been a shrug. "Of course. Though I must warn you that your communication technology is quite primitive. You may not be able to reach your home from here." Greg checked his instruments and frowned. "He's right, Captain. Our signals won't reach Earth from this distance." Alex thought for a moment. "Then we accept your invitation, High Commander. We look forward to learning more about the Galactic Confederation." "Excellent," Zirax replied. "Follow our lead vessel." "And Captain Morgan." "Yes. Try to keep up. We wouldn't want you to get lost in space." The screen went dark. Kate turned to Alex. They think we're primitive. They think we're just people, Alex said, watching as the alien ships moved into formation around the asterisk horizon asterisk. Simple, ordinary people. And is that bad? Maria asked from her station. Alex smiled slightly. No, but they might be surprised when they get to know us better. The asterisk horizon asterisk followed the alien fleet toward the unknown, carrying humanity's first ambassadors to the stars. The journey to the Confederation hub took 3 days. Alex and his team spent that time preparing. They studied the stars outside their windows and tried to learn what they could from the little information Xerax shared with them. It's bigger than I expected, Kate said as they approached the hub. The structure was massive. It looked like a giant wheel in space with spokes connecting to a central core. Thousands of ships moved around it like bees around a hive. Lights of every color sparkled across its surface. It must be home to millions, Greg said, his eyes wide with wonder. Their ship was guided to a small docking area on the outer ring. When they stepped out, the air smelled different. Not bad, just strange. The gravity felt a little lighter than Earth's. Xerax was waiting for them with 2 other aliens. One had green scales and looked like a tall lizard. The other was short with 6 arms and pale pink skin. Welcome to Hub Central, Xerax said. This is where representatives from all Confederation worlds meet and live together. Alex, Kate, Greg, and Maria followed Xerax through wide hallways, filled with creatures of all shapes and sizes. Some walked on 2 legs, others on 4 or more. Some floated above the ground. Many turned to stare at the humans as they passed. They're looking at us like we're zoo animals, Maria whispered. We are new to them, Alex replied, just as they are to us. Xerax led them to a small room with basic furniture. These will be your quarters during your stay. The Confederation Council will meet with you tomorrow to assess your species. After Xerax left, the humans looked around their new home. It was small and plain. Not exactly the royal treatment, Kate said. Greg was using a small device to scan the room. The air is safe for us, but it's being filtered. I think they're worried we might carry diseases. Or maybe they're protecting us from their diseases, Maria suggested. Alex sat down on one of the beds. Either way, we need to learn more about this place. Greg, what did you observe on our way here? Greg pulled out his tablet. I noticed a pattern in how different aliens were treated. Some had better ships, nicer clothes, more respect from others. Maria nodded. I saw that too. It's like they have a ranking system, and I think we're near the bottom. They spent the rest of the day exploring the areas they were allowed to visit. The hub was amazing. There were gardens with plants from 100 worlds, markets selling strange foods and goods, and technology beyond their understanding. But Greg noticed something else. The way they look at us, it's not just curiosity. It's pity. Kate finished for him. They think we're primitive. At dinner, they sat in a large hall with other aliens. The food was strange but edible. A group of tall, thin aliens with silvery skin sat at a nearby table, watching them. One of them approached. You are the humans, yes? I am Neil of the Araxians. We are curious about your kind. What would you like to know? Alex asked. Is it true you only live for 100 years? That you only discovered space travel in the last century? That your bodies cannot regrow lost limbs? The questions continued, each one making it clearer that the Confederation saw humans as simple, short-lived creatures. Later, in their quarters, Maria found something interesting on her tablet. I've been learning to read their common language. There's a database of all Confederation species. Look where they've placed us. The screen showed a ranking of all known intelligent species. Humans were near the bottom, listed as Class D, limited potential. They judged us before they even know us, Kate said angrily. Then we'll just have to show them who we really are, Alex replied. Tomorrow, we meet the council. Let's make sure they remember it. That night, as the others slept, Greg stayed awake. He was running tests on the air. the water, the materials around them. Something wasn't right. The readings on human biology in the Confederation database were wrong. Very wrong. They don't understand us at all, he whispered to himself. And that might be our advantage. 3 months had passed since the humans arrived at the hub. They had learned much about the Confederation, but their status hadn't improved. They were still seen as simple creatures, barely worth notice. Alex sat in a small meeting room with representatives from 5 alien species. They were discussing trade routes, but nobody asked for his opinion. His communicator buzzed. It was Kate. "Captain, you need to come to level 8 immediately. Something's happening." Alex excused himself and hurried to the elevator. Level 8 housed one of the main reactor chambers that powered the hub. When he arrived, he found chaos. Alarms blared. Aliens ran in every direction. Kate stood with Greg near a sealed doorway. "What's going on?" Alex asked. "Reactor malfunction," Greg explained. "The cooling system failed, and radiation is leaking into the chamber. The automatic repair drones can't fix it." A tall alien with metallic skin approached them. Alex recognized Trelva, the chief engineer of the hub. "The situation is critical," Trelva said. "If the reactor isn't stabilized soon, half the hub could lose power. Worse, the radiation could spread." "Can't someone go in and fix it manually?" Alex asked. Trelva's eyes flashed. "The radiation levels are fatal. Anyone entering that chamber would die before reaching the control panel." "What kind of radiation?" Greg asked, pulling out his scanner. "Gamma radiation, primarily. At levels no living being could withstand." Greg looked at his readings, then at Alex. They shared a knowing look. "We might be able to help," Alex said. Trelva seemed confused. "How? Your species is even more fragile than most." "Actually," Greg said, "humans have better radiation resistance than you might think. Our cells can repair some radiation damage. And we've developed treatments for radiation exposure," Kate added. "We've had nuclear power on Earth for over 200 years. Trelva looked doubtful. "The levels in there would kill even our most resistant species in minutes." "Let us try," Alex insisted. "What's the procedure?" After a brief explanation of what needed to be done, Alex and Greg prepared to enter the chamber. They injected themselves with radiation protection drugs from their medical kit. "This is madness," Trelva said, "but we have no other options. The manual override requires 2 operators working together." A crowd had gathered to watch. Many whispered that the humans were foolish, throwing their lives away. "You have 10 minutes at most before fatal exposure," Trelva warned as the door opened. Alex and Greg stepped into the chamber. The air shimmered with radiation. Warning lights flashed red on the far wall. They moved quickly to the control panels. The work was difficult. Their hands began to shake, and they felt nauseous, early signs of radiation sickness. "How are you feeling?" Alex asked Greg as they worked. "Like I have the worst flu ever," Greg replied, his voice strained. "But I can finish this." Through the observation window, the aliens watched in disbelief. According to their medical knowledge, the human should already be unconscious. 8 minutes later, Alex and Greg finished the repairs. The reactor stabilized. They staggered back to the door, weak but alive. When they emerged, medical teams rushed to treat them. The humans were sick, but they would survive. Trelva approached them as they lay on stretchers. "That was impossible," the alien engineer said. "Our most radiation-resistant species couldn't have done what you just did." "We're tougher than we look," Alex said weakly. "You should be dead," Trelva continued. "Our database says human tissue cannot withstand such radiation." "Your database is wrong," Greg managed to say before the medical team took them away. Later, in the medical bay, Maria and Kate visited them. "You should see how they're looking at us now," Maria said. "It's different. Word is spreading through the hub." "About what?" Alex asked. "About humans," Kate answered. They're calling you the ones who walked through death. Trelva has been asking all sorts of questions about Earth. They didn't think we were anything special, Greg said. Now they're not so sure. And that, Alex said with a smile, is just the beginning. Alex and Greg recovered quickly from the radiation exposure, much faster than the alien doctors expected. 1 week after the reactor incident, they were back on duty. Trelva invited them to a private meeting in a small lab on level 12. The tall, metallic-skinned engineer seemed different now, more respectful, more curious. "I hope you are feeling well," Trelva said as the humans entered the lab. "We're fine," Alex replied. "Our bodies are good at healing." Trelva nodded. "That is exactly what I wish to discuss. Your unexpected resilience." Greg noticed scientific equipment around the room. "You want to study us?" "If you permit it, yes. Your survival has raised many questions among our scientists." Kate crossed her arms. "You mean it proved your data on humans was wrong?" "Yes," Trelva admitted, "and I must understand why. Will you help me?" The humans agreed. Over the next few days, they allowed Trelva and a small team of alien scientists to run tests. Blood samples, scans, physical exercises. The aliens were amazed by what they found. "Your cellular repair mechanisms are remarkable," Trelva explained one evening as they reviewed the results. "And your endurance exceeds all predictions." "Earth is a tough place to evolve," Greg explained. "Our gravity is stronger than most habitable worlds. Our sun produces significant radiation. We've survived natural disasters, diseases, climate changes. You adapted to all this naturally," asked a small green alien named Pax, "without genetic engineering." "Completely natural," Kate confirmed. "Just ordinary evolution over millions of years." The aliens exchanged looks of surprise. "There is nothing ordinary about it," Trelva said. "Most species in the Confederation evolved on much gentler worlds. We modified ourselves to survive in harsher environments. You simply endured them." Word began to spread. Other scientists requested meetings with the humans. Different alien species brought questions about Earth. How did humans live in so many different climates? How could they eat such a wide variety of foods? How did they recover from injuries so quickly? Maria noticed something else changing too. The way other species treated them in the corridors. There were fewer dismissive looks, more curious glances. "They're starting to see us differently," she told Alex as they walked through the hub market. "About time," Alex said. "But I'm worried about something else. It's been 3 months since we arrived. Earth must be wondering what happened to us." "I've been trying to send messages home," Maria said. "But the Confederation communication system is complex. I can't tell if anything is getting through." That evening, a new visitor came to their quarters. A tall, thin alien with dark purple skin and 4 eyes. It wore the uniform of the Confederation's High Council. "I am Advisor Len," it said. "I have been sent to learn more about Earth." "What would you like to know?" Alex asked. "Everything," Len replied. "Your planet, your history, your biology. The Council is reassessing human classification." "Why the sudden interest?" Kate asked. Len's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "Because you are an anomaly. A species from what we would classify as a death world. A planet too harsh for most civilized life. Yet you appear peaceable, cooperative. This is unusual." "Death world," Greg repeated. "Earth is beautiful and full of life." "To you, perhaps," Len said. "To most species, Earth would be a nightmare of high gravity, dangerous radiation, extreme weather, and aggressive life forms." The humans looked at each other in surprise. "You're saying we're tough because our planet is tough?" Maria asked. "Precisely," Len said. "And some council members find this concerning. Species from such environments are typically violent, unpredictable. We can be," Alex admitted, "but we choose not to be." Len seemed impressed. That is what makes you most interesting of all, and potentially very valuable to the Confederation. As Len left, the humans realized their status was changing. They weren't just curiosities anymore. They were becoming something else in the eyes of the Confederation. Something unexpected. Something significant. Perhaps even something feared. News about humans spread quickly through the hub. Some aliens wanted to meet them. Others kept their distance. The human team noticed these changes, but also something more worrying. Our communications access has been restricted, Maria told Alex one morning. I can't send messages to Earth anymore. Alex frowned. Are you sure it's not just a technical problem? I'm sure. Someone cut our access deliberately. That same day, Kate reported another issue. We're being followed. 2 guards watch our quarters all the time now. When I tried to visit level 6 yesterday, they stopped me. We're not guests anymore, Greg said. We're prisoners. Alex decided to confront Trelva about it. The alien engineer had become something close to a friend. Trelva met them in a quiet corner of the hub garden. The metallic-skinned alien looked nervous, glancing around as if worried about being seen. Yes, you are being watched, Trelva admitted. There is disagreement about humans in the council. What kind of disagreement? Alex asked. Some see your kind as valuable potential allies. Others see you as dangerous. Trelva lowered his voice. The Draxon faction is particularly concerned. Who are the Draxons? Greg asked. A powerful military species. They have great influence in the council. They believe species from harsh worlds should be controlled. Kate crossed her arms. You mean subjugated. It has happened before, Trelva said sadly. The Draxons find a promising species, then ensure they develop under Confederation guidance. It is called protective oversight. That sounds like a pretty name for conquest, Alex said. You understand correctly. Maria joined them. Out of breath. Captain, I made contact with some of the service workers in the lower levels. They told me something important. The service workers were small, 6-armed aliens called Rennie. They cleaned and maintained the hub, but were largely ignored by the higher status species. What did they tell you? Alex asked. Earth isn't the first world the Confederation has found with Death World species. There were others. Most were put under protective oversight. Some resisted and were. She paused. Contained. Contained how? Greg asked. Quarantined. The Confederation placed shield satellites around their worlds. No one gets in or out. Alex stood up straighter. They can't do that to Earth. We have colonies on Mars, Europa, Titan. We're a space-faring species now. A very young one. Trelva said. The Draxons believe they can still isolate your solar system before you spread further. The humans fell silent as they absorbed this news. There's more, Maria continued. The Rennie told me that a second human ship was detected entering Confederation space 3 days ago. From Earth? Kate asked, surprised. They must be looking for us. Alex turned to Trelva. Is this true? Is another human ship coming? Trelva's metallic skin shimmered with what looked like discomfort. Yes. Your people sent another vessel when you did not return. The Draxons have already dispatched ships to intercept it. We need to warn them, Alex said urgently. I may be able to help, Trelva offered, but it is dangerous. If the Draxons discover I assisted you. We understand the risk, Alex said. But those are our people out there. They have no idea what they're heading into. Later that night, while most of the hub slept, Maria worked with Trelva in a small communication center. They managed to send a brief warning message toward the approaching Earth ship. Message sent, Maria said finally. I hope they receive it in time. What did it say? Greg asked. Just the basics. That we're okay, but being held here. That the Confederation is divided about us. And to be careful of the Draxon ships. Alex looked out a viewport at the stars. Somewhere out there, another human crew was approaching, unaware of the danger. And now we wait, he said softly. 3 days after sending their warning message, Alex and his team were summoned to the council chamber. They had never been invited there before. The room was huge and circular, with seats rising in tiers around a central platform. Representatives from dozens of alien species watched as the humans entered. At the highest tier sat 5 aliens. Alex recognized the symbols on their robes. These were the High Counselors, the leaders of the Confederation. One of them, a large creature with scales and 4 arms, spoke first. "I am Supreme Draxon Vexcor. We have called you here to discuss the future of your species." Alex stepped forward. "We appreciate the opportunity to speak with the full council." "This is not a discussion between equals," Vexcor said sharply. "This is a pronouncement of the council's decision regarding Earth." Kate tensed beside Alex. Greg placed a hand on her arm, warning her to stay calm. Another counselor, a slender being with glowing blue skin, raised a hand. "Perhaps we should explain the situation fully, Vexcor. The humans deserve to understand our concerns." Vexcor made a dismissive gesture but fell silent. The blue alien continued. "I am Counselor Ilara. Our scientists have studied your biology, your history, and your potential. We find ourselves at a crossroads." Images appeared in the air above them. Earth, seen from space, human cities, human wars, human technological achievements. "Your species evolved on what we classify as a Class 4 death world," Ilara explained. "You are stronger, more resilient, and more adaptable than 90% of Confederation species. Your capacity for violence exceeds acceptable parameters." "But we're peaceful," Maria protested. "We came here to explore, not to fight." "For now," Vexcor said. "But history shows that species from harsh worlds eventually become conquerors. It is in your nature." Alex shook his head. "You're judging us based on other species, not on who we actually are." "We have seen enough," Vexcor declared. "The Council has decided. Earth will be placed under protective oversight. A Draxon governor will be assigned to your planet. Your technological development will be guided and controlled." "And if we refuse?" Alex asked, his voice steady despite his anger. "Then Earth will be contained. No ships in or out. No communications. Isolation until you accept our guidance." The chamber fell silent. The humans looked at each other, shocked by the ultimatum. "This is not a unanimous decision," Counselor Ilara noted. "Some of us believe humans have great potential as allies, not subjects." "The majority has spoken," Vexcor insisted. Alex stepped forward. "With respect, you have no right to make this decision. Earth is not part of your confederation. We are a free, independent world. Your freedom ends where the safety of the Confederation begins," Vexcor replied. "You have 3 days to accept our terms. After that, the Draxon fleet will depart for your solar system." As the humans were led from the chamber, they noticed Trelva waiting in the corridor outside. "Come quickly," the engineer whispered. "There is news about your other ship." They followed Trelva to a small monitoring room. On a screen, they saw an Earth vessel approaching the outer boundary of Confederation space. "The Endeavor *", Maria said, recognizing the design. "They got our message. They've slowed their approach. The Draxon ships are moving to intercept," Trelva said, pointing to several fast-moving dots on the screen. "We need to contact them directly," Alex said. "Can you give us a secure channel?" Trelva hesitated. It would be considered treason against the Council's decision. "Please," Greg said. "Their lives may depend on it." After a moment, Trelva nodded. "I will help you, but we must be careful. The Draxons have supporters everywhere." As Trelva worked on the communication system, Alex gathered his team. "This situation just got much worse," he said quietly. "We need to make a plan." "What kind of plan?" Kate asked. "We're trapped here, and Earth is about to be invaded or isolated." Alex's expression was determined. Then we need to show the Confederation exactly why species from death worlds are so dangerous when threatened. Trelva managed to establish a secure channel to the Endeavor *. The face that appeared on the small screen was that of a woman with short gray hair and serious eyes. This is Commander Sam Rivera of the Earth vessel Endeavor *. Who am I speaking with? Commander, this is Captain Alex Morgan of the Horizon *. We've been held at the Confederation hub for months. The situation is critical. Alex quickly explained everything. The Confederation, the Draxons, the ultimatum. Sam listened carefully, her expression growing darker. So they want to rule Earth or isolate us completely? She asked when he finished. Yes, and they have the technology to do it. Their ships are already moving to intercept you. Sam nodded. We received your warning message. That's why we slowed our approach. What's your plan, Captain? We need to show the Confederation that humans aren't just interesting animals from a death world. We need to show them who we really are. And how do we do that? Before Alex could answer, alarms began to sound. The door to the communication room slid open. 6 Draxon guards stood there, weapons raised. You are all under arrest for conspiracy against the Council, the lead guard announced. Trelva stepped forward. This is a mistake. I brought these humans here with Council permission. We have our orders, the guard said, pushing Trelva aside. What happened next shocked everyone in the room. Kate moved faster than anyone thought possible. She grabbed the first guard's weapon and twisted it away. Greg picked up a heavy tool from the workbench and threw it with perfect accuracy, hitting another guard in the head. Alex tackled 2 guards at once. Despite their larger size and strength, they couldn't match his quick movements. Maria slid under a table and emerged on the other side, tripping the 5th guard with a cable. In less than 30 seconds, 5 of the 6 guards were down. The last one backed away, eyes wide with fear. How? He stammered. You're just humans. That's where you're wrong, Kate said, picking up a second weapon. We're not just anything. On the screen, Commander Rivera watched with surprise. I see you've been making friends, Captain. It's complicated, Alex replied, turning back to the screen. Commander, I need you to approach the hub, but cautiously. The Draxons will try to stop you, and we need you to transmit something to Earth. What's that? A warning. Earth needs to prepare for possible Confederation interference, and they need to know what we've learned about Confederation technology. Rivera nodded. Understood. We'll be there in approximately 6 hours. Can you hold out until then? We'll have to, Alex said. And Commander, bring all weapons online, just in case. After ending the transmission, Alex turned to his team. We need to move. More guards will come soon. Where can we go? Asked Greg, helping Trelva to his feet. They control the entire hub. Not the entire hub, Maria said. The Rennie showed me maintenance tunnels that run throughout the station. The higher status species never go there. Good thinking, Alex said. Trelva, will you come with us? It's not safe for you here anymore. The alien engineer nodded. I have chosen my side. The Draxon's way is wrong. Your species deserves freedom. As they moved toward the maintenance entrance, alarms continued to sound throughout the hub. Announcements in multiple languages declared a security alert. What's the rest of your plan? Kate asked as they entered the dark tunnel. We can hide, but we can't fight the entire Confederation. We don't need to fight them all, Alex replied. Just make enough noise that everyone notices. Notices what? Greg asked. That humans aren't just smart animals from a tough planet. We're people who will fight for our freedom. And we're a lot more dangerous than they think. In the control center of the hub, Supreme Draxon Vexcor watched the security footage of the humans defeating his guards. Find them, he ordered. Find them now. For 6 hours, Alex and his team moved through the maintenance tunnels of the hub. The Rennie workers helped them, showing secret paths and hiding places. These small aliens had been ignored by the powerful species for so long that they knew every forgotten corner of the station. The Endeavour will arrive soon, Alex told his team as they gathered in a large maintenance room. We need to be ready. Ready for what? Asked a small Rennie named Pick. The Draxons have sealed all docking bays. Your ship cannot land. They'll find a way, Alex said confidently. And when they do, we need to be there. More aliens had joined them. Not just Rennie workers, but others too. Species that had been classified as limited or inferior by the Confederation hierarchy. They had heard about the humans who fought back against the Draxons. Trelva had been working on a small device. I have accessed the hub's communication system. You can broadcast a message to the entire station if you wish. Perfect, Alex said. But first, we need to reach the main council chamber. Kate looked at him in surprise. That's the most heavily guarded area now. Exactly, which is why they won't expect us to go there. With help from their new allies, they made their way toward the center of the hub. Twice they encountered Draxon patrols, but each time the humans proved too quick, too strong, and too clever to be caught. They really don't understand what they're dealing with, Greg said after they escaped the second patrol. They still think we're just running and hiding. We're not, Alex replied. We're hunting. When they finally reached the outer doors of the council chamber, they found it guarded by 20 Draxon soldiers. Now what? Maria whispered. Before Alex could answer, alarms sounded again. But these were different. Ship proximity alerts. The Endeavour has arrived, Trelva said, checking a datapad. But something is wrong. There are multiple Earth ships, not just one. Multiple, Kate asked. On screens throughout the hub, everyone could see the same thing. The Endeavour had arrived, but it wasn't alone. 5 other Earth ships had appeared alongside it. They had been hidden behind a small moon, waiting. Commander Rivera brought friends, Alex said with a smile. Earth must have sent more search parties than we thought. The Draxon guards moved away from the council chamber doors, distracted by the new crisis. This was their chance. The team slipped inside. The chamber was filled with council members arguing loudly. On the main screen, they could see the Earth ships holding position just outside the hub's defense perimeter. Supreme Draxon Vexcor was shouting orders. Prepare all weapons. These humans have shown their true nature. They came with a battle fleet. That's not a battle fleet, Alex called out as his team entered the chamber. Those are exploration vessels, like the Horizon *. The room fell silent as everyone turned to stare at the humans. How did you get in here? Vexcor demanded. You still don't understand, do you? Alex said, walking to the center of the chamber. You classify us as Death World survivors, yet you underestimate what that means. Trelva handed the communication device to Alex. With the press of a button, his voice would carry throughout the entire hub. This is Captain Alex Morgan of Earth, he began. To all species of the Confederation. We came here in peace, seeking friendship. Instead, we found prejudice and threats. He looked directly at Vexcor. We could fight you. As you've seen, we're quite good at it, but that's not who we choose to be. Alex turned to address the full council. Humans are not just strong because we come from a harsh world. We're strong because we choose cooperation over conflict, innovation over force, friendship over fear. Counselor Ilara stood. The human speaks wisdom. This conflict is unnecessary. More counselors stood, nodding in agreement. Even some Draxons looked uncertain now. We offer you a choice, Alex continued. Accept Earth as equals, not subjects. Let us join the Confederation as full members, bringing our unique strengths, or we will go our own way, neither your enemies nor your servants. Vexcor's face showed anger, but he was losing support. One by one, counselors began to speak in favor of the humans. Outside, The Earth ships maintained their position, neither advancing nor retreating. A perfect standoff. It seems, Counselor Ilara said finally, that we have much to learn from Earth. The vote is clear. We welcome humans as equals. As cheers erupted from the lower-tier species in the chamber, Alex looked at his team and smiled. They thought we were just people, he said quietly. Now they understand what that really means.